Moikka moi! It's Riikka Kovasin here with another video for Nathalie's Creative Squad. This time my project is called The Whole World is a Garden, and the theme of the Nathalie's Creative Squad post is Favorite Art My Way. I was struggling a little bit to choose what I would then recreate or make in my way. I was looking through the works of Ellen Teslev, but couldn't really find spark in there. I love her work, but nothing spoke to me in a way like I wanted to recreate this. But then I went back to something I've seen for a while, let's say. When I got the Fairview Fan positive and negative foam stamps, what I saw in the other one was a skull. And there's a Finnish artist who has used a lot of skulls, or actually death, in his work, and he's called Hugo Simberg. One of my favorite pieces from him is in Finnish called Kuoleman puutarha, which translates to the garden of death. And in it there's these death characters that are tenderly taking care of plants in their garden. So that was something I then wished to recreate. What I've been doing while I've been describing my start of the process is to make elements for this page. First I made the skull part using gel plate. So I brayered some white-ish acrylic paint on top and then used the stamp and stamped on top of black cardstock. I also used the gel plate to add some color to my background. This time I chose this patterned paper as the base layer so that the round circles are kind of echoing through even the acrylic layers, and then went with this honey colored warm color scheme that's somehow so homey and inviting in the original work of art. What I also added there was a little bit of texture using one of Nathalie's stencils called Mesa Verde. Now I'm adding another layer of pattern on top of the background. I'm also using a stencil this time. It's called ATC Mix-Up. I'm using one of the designs that looks like a flower, and I'm repeating it to the background using this mid-gray. Then I'm using the same stencil to make some little flowers to be added to the project a little bit later on. For those I'm using this bluebell blue color inspired by the artwork. As you can see, I cut the skull loose from the background, and I'm now adding some shading or visual interest to the robe of this death character. There's somehow an air of sketchiness in Hugo Simberg's work, which I'm trying to mimic, let's say, using just a regular pencil. So I'm doodling to the background, kind of highlighting those flowers that are in there, and I'm also kind of drawing the outlines of my character. For the black-ish robe, I use a black watercolor pencil, and for the skull part I'm using white watercolor pencil. Then it's time to start putting things together. First I'm adding a little bit interest to the background using a love knots stamp and just randomly stamping here and there. Then I start to mount the death character on top. His robe I'm adding just with double-sided adhesive so it lays flat on top of the background, but the head a little bit tilted like in the artwork. I'm using foam tape to get a little bit dimension to the project. Then the hands, again using just double-sided tape. In the artwork you can see that the posture is a little bit different. The death is holding the plant nearer to his face, kind of embracing the little plant, but in my version the hands are so much more stick figure like. So there's not the same tenderness, but I'm hoping that somehow I still manage to convey the same feeling. I then add his hands, which are actually cut out parts from the extra skulls, let's say, that I stamped, and then I'm adding the flower on top. This is made using the ATC mix-up stencil. I then added the page to my art journal, and as a finishing touch, I'm first adding this little label from AB Studio, kind of that echoes the garden theme of the original artwork. And then I'm adding some doodling using acrylic markers. And there you have it, my version of the Garden of Death. I hope you like this video. I hope you find this character endearing rather than terrifying. And I'll be seeing you next month with another Nathalie's Creative Squad video. But remember, there's a new video every Friday in my channel. If you would consider subscribing, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.